On today's episode, there was a post on Facebook. I don't know how it was leaked, and then there was a letter from the headquarters of the Church of Pentecost that was kind of measuring the performance of one of their areas of Anko area. And according to the head of the Church of Pentecost, their Anko area had a shortfall of, I think, 400,000. They didn't meet their budget. That was the word they used. They didn't meet their budget. So they were supposed to reach, I think, 4 million CDs within 1 month, but they reached, I think, 360 something thousand. So there was a shortfall of 400k. And there's people have issues about tithing and the way the church operates and the lack of accountability. So today we are here to just share our thoughts, what he thinks about, number one, the letter, number two, tithe in general, as a custom that the church practices. So over to you. The ball is in your court.
Ask me something so you trigger me.
I know say you already have issues.
I have issues
with these things. Yes.
No, with the church.
Number one, do you have a problem with the church taking tithe from the people?
I don't have a problem with tithe.
Mm-hmm.
The concept of tithe, I don't have a problem with.
So tithe is just 1/10 of your earnings.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not by force. Like no back the same Bible. It's not by force.
Yeah, actually, it's not by force because it was like
force.
God was like in the Bible, give me and test me.
If
I'm going to
the underlying word be your earnings. It's not by force.
No.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you take 1/10 from it. If you want to yourself and you want to give. Giving is not something you have to do by force. You do it because you want to, not because you've been told to.
So God loves a cheerful giver.
Exactly. That's the same thing we use to meander people.
Yeah.
To force them to do things.
So your problem is not with tithe per se, but what?
No, it's the way that the approach to it nowadays.
So
it's like they have to get the money to do something, and it's fine if you are running the church with the offerings and the tithes and all this. It's cool. We understand that concept. That's why we give it in the first place.
So you understand that, at least let's lay down. The church takes tithes to run the church.
Yeah, you're supposed to run the church.
To run operational costs.
And running
because it has to pay pastors, it has to pay apostles and all those things. They have to pay them because most of them are not working. So at least let's get the idea. That's what the church is supposed to use the tithe for.
Okay, for that salary.
It's supposed, yes. So averagely, that's what the church. So what is your problem with?
My problem is the way they approach the asking. You understand? They ask for it. Don't ask for it.
Is it forceful or what?
This letter is the letter you're talking about is evidence that Charlie, they are asking and are being forceful about it, because if there's a budget relying on the fact that you have to pay tithes, I mean it's by force that if these people don't pay, Charlie, don't go do something, or we can't meet this budget.
Yeah,
like it's just this is church. We're not supposed to go there and feel like we are working for the church.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it feels like the members of that church are working for the church.
So you think it should be more voluntary?
Yes, but don't like it's voluntary. No. See, I'm not saying that those who pay the tithes are not doing it from their own voluntary means or involuntary or whatever. But the whole thing is that it's the way these people are handling the concept.
So
that's
the budget thing was a problem.
Yeah, why do you have a budget? What's the budget for?
Maybe the church has some activities they want to undertake
within. So what about offerings?
Within that, pardon?
What about offerings? Offerings is every Sunday. What happens to the offerings?
So what I know is that the tithe is used to pay the pastors.
We do midweek service to offerings.
So the church is
try and defend.
The tithe. No, let me give you my idea. The tithe is used to pay pastors primarily.
How do you know the tithe to be pastors alone?
No, pastors, apostles, all pay above the level.
Maybe
of the
in your
pastor.
church.
Yes.
So you have to speak from a church.
Above the level of a pastor. The pastor is not supposed to work. As soon as you become a pastor, you have to stop working.
Why?
Because you are going full time. It's full time work. So the church is going to compensate.
What do you do on the weekdays?
The weekdays, they come to church. They go for meetings.
To do what? Meetings for what?
Meetings for what? Like meetings for about the church. They are supposed to visit.
What about the church?
About the church, we have midweek. Sometimes we have a whole week program. Sometimes they they have to read the Bible, edify themselves so they can encourage the members.
Don't you read the Bible too on your own time?
Yeah, I do.
So like,
so it's like
defend them. You have to defend them.
So the idea is that they are shepherds over sheep. The sheep can go and chew grass on its own, right? But then the shepherd guides the sheep. That's the idea. So the pastor is dedicating the whole time. You may not have enough time, 24 hours to read the Bible. Sometimes we don't even get time. You understand? But the pastor reads, prays for the members, even though we can pray for ourselves. Yes, because of that, it's like a hierarchy thing.
I see. This is my problem with this whole thing. I'm not against the roles of pastors. They have a role to play in the community of Christians. It's understood, you understand? But the way we approach these things is what makes me like, look, these things can get corrupted.
So then,
if he has to rely on being a pastor to live his life outside the church, don't you think he's like open to corruption? You understand? Where he will feel like he has to demand, or he has to find a way of getting money from the congregation so he can take care of himself or take care of some need he has.
But I think the call of the pastor, but the call of the pastor is voluntary.
Of course. I'm not against that.
Yeah, and so you should know what you are getting yourself into.
But he's a human being.
Yes, that's why we have systems. But anyway, let's get back to the tithe. So they pay the pastors, they pay apostles, they pay all those people higher up to the chairman. That's what they do with the money. Now, if there is unexpected money, I mean, when you make projections based on how much you are going to receive.
The funny thing, you're using words that we use in the corporate world for the church.
Yeah, because in many ways the church has a robust administrative structure.
That's not a problem.
So you don't like the idea?
No, see, I'm not against managing and organizing the way a church should run. I see these environments that we create, they are similar to what is outside of the church.
Yeah. You
understand? And to breed the same culture that's outside the church. Which it's not supposed to be in the church, but it's there. You understand? Because at the end of the day, it is human beings who are going to run that environment. Administration, secretary, finance, what. All these people. Yes, we have to trust them. We have to hope that their faith will guide them. Oh, I mean that's what you people will talk. Yeah.
Why do you people?
No, me, I don't trust them. That's my own.
But I think you can't eliminate.
I don't trust them.
You can't eliminate corruption. What you can do is manage, and I think the system is there to manage.
So I don't know why I'm against having that environment, because listen, it's a church, right? Yeah. If we're all involved, if they were much more transparent with us, this money will they take go do this. You don't have to have a secret budget somewhere, and you rely on some goodwill or some tithe to fix that budget. What's the budget for? Why can't they tell the people that, oh, this budget we're using for this, we want to do this, we want to do that? Some churches do that. They'll tell this, want that. Let's donate. We'll donate. It's easier.
So I understand you. And
but why say they try to do normal? You want to take and go do other things.
I actually agree with what you're saying. I think the church has done a very bad job educating people on what they use the tithe for. Most of the times, what they say is, come and give tithe so that you will get blessings. But they don't tell the members, okay, this is what we use, because a lot of people are not educated on what tithes are used for. Yeah. So yes, I get you. There's a lot of gray areas.
Hidden things, you understand? They're hiding so much. It's not that literally hiding them. They're literally hiding them by, you have to be transparent. This is a church setting. If you want people to give and see where their money is going, because people are giving with the intention that they're helping the church operate. If you have to do something and you can't come to them and tell them, yo, we need to do this, or we need to fix this, we need to do that, and you don't tell them anything, and you expect the tithe to be at a certain number to fit some budget the church is unaware about, that's why it becomes shady. It's like, what are you doing?
But also,
that's why people will question it. That's why people will question it.
But also, when you read the letter, you realize that a shortfall of 400,000 cedis is very significant, and so it can also be a way to check that the people in the lower ranks don't siphon some of the money. You understand? You may not reach the budget, but 400, you get
I get what I'm saying.
400,000 is huge. So maybe there's a way the church can keep tracks on people's money, their members' money, and make sure that it's actually used for the right purpose.
Let me play devil's advocate.
All right.
Now I'm going to try and defend them. Okay, I'm going to try and defend them.
You have a believer.
I'm going to try and defend them. The whole thing we say, if we should look at the letter as it says, okay, this is the administration, this is the branch, right?
The area,
Of branch area. And now these people are supposed to bring this amount of money from tithe.
Yeah, based on maybe the past
amount.
Now
I short it, you understand? It's short. So now that question, maybe these people they chop the money some. That's what they try to talk.
Or even there may be a problem. Maybe people are leaving
the church.
Or people are even losing their jobs.
Exactly. And the Bible. But the whole thing to be said.
Yeah, I think they did a good job defending the church.
Their budget, why is it that they don't know about the budget? Does the church know about the budget? That's my question.
I'm sure they will.
Because they need to know about the budget.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
This letter is kind of vague. Even though we are talking about it, it's kind of vague. Even though we're speaking from
because we don't know what. We don't
have a lot of information about it.
Perhaps they had a meeting. They had a meeting and then,
they even announced a project, and they said they'll use the tithe to pay for it.
Yeah.
But
we don't.
We are
know
just talking for them.
Yes,
playing devil's advocate. But we know. See,
I think
it's
much more tempting for one-man churches to actually, because all the money is coming to
one person.
Yes,
that's why I said that
he signs the check.
This environment we create in the church is what can lead to these ideas we have about mismanagement of tithe and all those things. Because you are creating administration, you don't want the pastors to work outside of the church. You understand? I'm not saying they shouldn't play their roles. They can play their roles. You understand? But if you take away the fact that they can survive on their own from other jobs, extend out to the church, they will have to depend on the church and depend on things that the church gains from the congregation, and it can lead to corruption because they're human beings.
True. Yeah, human beings.
Somebody if you pay tithe all in life, then if the young helps, they get help from the church, they pay the tithe. No, it'll be rotten.
But let me ask you. This as we are wrapping up. Do you feel like the youth is losing a lot of trust in the church?
Yes.
When you read comments, like it just gets scary, and a lot of people are just moving out of the church.
This will be a different video. Talk about that one.
And I was trying to link it to tithe. Some people say they don't know what they are. Like some people genuinely are suffering. They try to give their 5 CDs, 10 CDs. But they don't see what their money is used for.
Banning market women.
They don't see. They don't see. And so, especially even the youth, forget about the market, the youth, young people where times are really hard, they don't see the reciprocal help that the church gives to the members when they give their all. And so it leads to a lot of people saying, you know what, I don't think this is worth it. Let's just leave. Let me chop my money and then
And because they're broke.
Yeah.
See, when you're an adult, everything is demanding you to pay for something. And if I should go to church and there's this huge demand for me to pay offering, tithe, dues, and I'm not earning enough to even survive on my own, I'll feel inadequate to go to church.
It's like sometimes there's this classes barrier, the hierarchy.
And as I said, our society believes in prestige. So if you don't get money, then kind of sense, you're looked down upon. You understand?
Anyway, it's been a good talk. Maybe we should do part 2.
I know,
Tithe 2.0.
That would be me and Bunny.
Maybe that one will be a rant. But guys, this is the end of today's episode. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below.